Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. As always, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Another win, 6 Premier League wins in a row. I was asking for 5 a couple of weeks ago. We've gotten 6 wins in a row. Absolutely perfect. Literally, since we came back from Dubai, we've won every single Premier League game. And the number of goals we have scored, we scored 5 against Palace, 5 against Burnley, 6 against West Ham, 3 against Liverpool. We've scored 4 today against Newcastle. And let's be honest, it could have been more. We had a couple of chances, could have been 6 or 7. A little bit disappointing that we threw away the clean sheet at the end, but hey, I don't think we can really talk about that much. We'll talk about that at the end. We've gotten another win, another convincing performance against a team that we really wanted to beat. We really, really wanted to beat Newcastle. That's a team we really, really, really wanted to beat. Thank you, RK. Thank you, Emmanuel. A team that we really want to beat, and we scored 4 goals past them. Another win, and perfect, man, perfect. This is an Arsenal team that used to crumble under pressure. But these days, it doesn't matter. We look at Man City winning. We look at Liverpool winning. Whichever day our game is, whether it's the Saturday or the Sunday or the Monday, we come and do our job as well. We score 4 goals. We make the game very, very comfortable. Once again, the first half, Newcastle did not have a single shot. That was the first time Newcastle did not have a single shot in the first half since 2014. So we do a lot of things right. Once again, very good from set pieces. And I know we lost the clean sheet at the end, but the performance overall from all the defenders, from the midfielders, absolutely perfect. When I saw Jorginho starting the game, I tweeted at the beginning, I'm hoping for another Jorginho masterclass. And today, he proved himself. Now, even last season, at the end of last season and at the beginning of this season, every time people saw Jorginho starting, there's a part of the fan base that are like, oh my goodness, Jorginho is starting, Havertz is starting. Today, that first half, the way Jorginho and Havertz are controlling everything, things you love to see, man. Let me know who your man of the match was. Let me know what you made of the game. Havertz and Saka are doing an interview. I'll listen to it later. Really, really good performance from both. I know Havertz missed a chance in the second half. We'll talk about that, but overall performance really good. And Saka, he's really back to his best. That break to Dubai really, really helped. And that's why, now listen, this is a Newcastle review, not a reaction to the FC Porto game. I know FC Porto played okay. I didn't do a review for that game. I was not planning to do it, but FC Porto were okay. But I don't think Newcastle, FC Porto destroyed Arsenal, or FC Porto shut Arsenal out. I have a feeling like Arsenal, the way we've been playing this season, since the beginning of the season, it always feels to me like if we want to score 2 goals, we will score 2 goals. If we don't want to score, we won't score. That's how it usually feels to me. Those games that we haven't scored a lot of goals or haven't scored a goal, it usually feels either we miss a lot of chances or we approach the game differently. I have a feeling we really approached that FC Porto game differently. We went there to try and get a draw, just like Newcastle came to our place to do it at our place. So I'm really looking forward to that FC Porto game. If FC Porto come to our place in 3 weeks' time and they shut us out again and they beat us, well done to you. That will be a surprise to me. So you'll absolutely shut me up. But if they come to a place and you score 3 goals or 4 goals, then that will prove my point that we never really went there to score a goal. So we'll talk about FC Porto some other time. Today we're here to talk about Newcastle, another big win for us. That is 6 wins in a row, absolutely perfect. So let's start with the match reaction. Let's go with the lineup. This was Arsenal's lineup today. Let me remove that from screen. So we went to David Raya as usual, Kiwior, Gabriel, and Saliba and Ben White at the back. No surprises there. Yesterday, there was some information that Arteta was a bit positive on Zinchenko, Jesus, and Thomas Partey. At least a couple of them would make it for this game. One of them ended up making it on the bench. So I'm hoping by next game we see at least 2 more of them coming back, hopefully. In midfield, Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard. Jorginho for me is really impressing me. Like that FC Porto game, I wanted him to start. I had him in my starting lineup. He didn't start, but every time he starts, it seems like, he really helps out Rice in midfield. He makes Rice even more comfortable in midfield. And not only does he do that, his passing and technique, all that is incredible. Remember, you guys need to remember that, like 2 years ago, Jorginho finished 3rd on the Ballon d'Or list. He was 3rd on the Ballon d'Or list, so that is crazy. And then up front, you had Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz playing up front. On the bench, I was a bit more happy with this bench than I was against FC Porto. Against FC Porto, it was a bit I don't think Arteta really completely trusts Nketiah and Nelson. I don't think the fan base as well really trust the both of them that much, especially in a Champions League game. I don't think they really trust Nketiah and Nelson and those guys. So on that day, we were looking at our bench and we were like, nah, can you really bring on Nelson for Saka? Can you really take off Trossard and bring on Nketiah, all that? People aren't really convinced. But today, on the bench, Trossard, Vieira, Nelson, Nketiah, Jesus, Smith-Rowe, Neni, Cedric Ramsdale, there's a couple of players there that you can bring that can change the game. And if you get a comfortable win, there's players there that will bring on, and I wouldn't really care that much. I wouldn't worry about it that much. So that was our lineup today. My lineup for the game was exactly the same. I went to the same lineup. This is what I wanted. I wanted Jorginho to start next to Rice, and I wanted Havertz to start up front, because a game against Newcastle, physical and all that, I think Havertz would do great in that. I think he did well. And Trossard, another thing, that reason why I wanted Trossard on the out of this first team lineup for this game was basically because I wanted someone to bring off the bench. Hope you guys can hear me, by the way. I wanted someone to bring off the bench. At least looking at that bench, when you have options like Trossard and Vieira and those guys to bring on Jesus as well, that is a nice lineup. So I was happy that lineup, no problems at all. I'm really hoping to have a few players back. Kiwior has done really well since Zinchenko and Tomiyasu have gone. I think Kiwior's done very well. Another thing that really makes me happy about this lineup, Ben White is not really a right back. Kiwior is not really a left back. Declan Rice is a number 6. He's not really a number 8. He can play both, yes, but we have like 2-3 players that are playing out of position, and you'll never ever notice it, because Ben White has been playing as a centre back all his life. You'll never really notice it. Kiwior is a centre back. You'll never really notice it as well. The last few games, they've all done incredibly well in all those positions. So my prediction for the game was Arsenal to win it by 3-1. We ended up getting one more, which is perfect. And we always want a quick start, and that is exactly what we did today. We got another quick start today. Within the first 20 seconds, Raya launched a long ball towards Havertz, and very, very good touch from Havertz, brought it down, and we already had 2 corners inside like 47 seconds. 2 corners right off the bat. Very quick start, things you like to see. That's exactly what you want to see, a quick start, because in a game like this, if you let Newcastle score fast against you, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. We know that. They were coming to park the bus. So if you let them score fast against you, you're in big trouble. And for me, I don't really like talking about this team is parking the bus or they are playing negative football or all that. No. As long as you want, however you want to win the game, just win the game. I don't care which tactics you use, whether you're an opponent or us as Arsenal, whichever tactics you use, as long as you win the game. We want to see exciting football, but from the opposition. However, they want to get a result against you, that's up to them. I'm not really going to say they're playing negative football or whatever. If that is what works for them, that is great for them. But we didn't allow them to do any of that. We didn't allow them to, put the ball long. We didn't allow them to give the ball to Gordon to make a run against us. We didn't allow the ball to reach Isaac in the first half. We didn't allow any of that. And we made a very quick start. We got a couple of corners. We got even more corners after that. But again, you still need to score a goal. Saka was looking good. Rice was looking good. Havertz was looking good. Odegaard did pick up an early yellow card. I don't like when Odegaard picks up early yellow cards. Odegaard and Rice. This is like 2-3 games in a row where we've gotten a very early yellow card. Rice against FC Porto in the first minute, and today Odegaard as well, very, very early in the game, because those players who really press the hard, and Odegaard presses hard. Like, I went back to watch the last 4 or 5 games, the ones we've played this year since the Dubai break. Even if Odegaard doesn't do anything else, you'll never see him walking around the pitch. He will press the opponent constantly, and that will make the opponent lose the ball 3, 4, 5 times. Now, we don't always capitalize on the opponents making a mistake. Like today, they made like 4 or 5 mistakes. We didn't really capitalize on all of them. But the way Odegaard wins the ball in their half and all that, he is absolutely great in terms of that. But if he picks up a yellow card like he did today, then he's a little bit cautious. That was a bad foul. I didn't really like that challenge. Yes, they were trying to like attack us, but I think you'd have gotten away with that without making that foul. So not a very good yellow card to pick up, but you still needed a goal, and we finally got it. Guess what? Another set piece. Now, set piece coach, I'm tired of talking about the set piece coach. Is absolutely incredible. I've never thought, like, if you were to ask me 5 years ago if you're going to be talking about a set piece coach this much, incredible, because the kind of work he's done this season, we are almost, I think we've scored like 19 free kicks and corner kicks this season. That is crazy. This was never Arsenal. Like you guys, most of you, I'm assuming, if you're watching Arsenal in the 2000s and early 2010s, we were never a team that used to score corners. We used to concede against Blackburn, Stoke, and those guys. We used to concede so many corners. These days, we get a corner, I almost always expect us to score from it, which is crazy because Newcastle is not a small team. They have big guys in that team, and I almost expect us to score. And another thing is Saka and Declan Rice, the kind of set pieces they're taking, absolutely incredible, fantastic. And even Odegaard against Liverpool, that free kick for Gabriel's goal at Anfield. Martinelli has had a couple of assists this season, but Rice and Saka this season, the set pieces, absolutely incredible. And that led to our first goal. If you can't break down the opponent, which we were close to, you're just missing a couple of chances here and there. A corner is a goal, a penalty is a goal, a free kick is a goal. All that is part of football. Very good cross from Saka. Gabriel got his head on it. I have both of them in my FPL. I really wanted it to be a Gabriel goal. Fantastic header from Gabriel. And then the defenders mixed themselves up, the Newcastle defenders, and it ended up being an own goal. Fantastic. Gabriel is absolutely lethal in terms of attacking set pieces. He is very good. He's reminding me of how Sergio Ramos used to do it for Real Madrid and John Terry for Chelsea. Very deadly in terms of attacking set pieces. They are very, very good. And that's exactly what you need early in the game. That was in the 17th minute. Fantastic corner from Saka. Fantastic header from Gabriel. It crossed the line. Without the technology, I don't think it's that easy to tell if it crossed the line. But then again, Newcastle did score a goal, a very unusual goal against us back at St. James's Park. So even if it had not gone in, I would have counted it. So 1-0 to Arsenal, fantastic start to them. And you can tell Newcastle were capitulating. They were giving us the ball numerous times. We are pressing them to death. Odegaard was getting the ball. Havertz was getting the ball in the final third. Martinelli, we are absolutely pressing them. And this guy was absolutely controlling everything in midfield. Absolutely exceptional, man. I know we've signed a lot of players from Chelsea. Most of them have not been great at all. I do think Petr Cech had one good season, but Jorginho, I think, is the only one. I'm still not yet given up on Havertz like some of you have, but Jorginho is the one that has really I don't have a problem if Jorginho plays. Like, I want him to play because I know he's going to bring something to the team. He was our man of the match against Liverpool, and today he probably was our man of the match again. Very, very good. Very, very good control of the ball. He wins his tackles, he makes interceptions. He balances everything out. He has that experience. And he helps us score goals. That pass to Martinelli was absolutely incredible. That big pass to Martinelli, very good run from Martinelli, very good run from Havertz as well, very good cross from Gabi, and a very, very good finish from Kai Havertz. If there's a player I really wanted to score, was Havertz as always. I always want him to score. Now, the thing is, there's a part of the fan base that want him to do badly so that they say, I told you. I don't like those kind of Arsenal fans. There's Arsenal fans who are not convinced about Havertz, but I'm sure you still want him to score. So I have no problem with that. You don't have to be Havertz's biggest fan. But if he scores a goal, celebrate. He's an Arsenal goal. There's some people who don't celebrate Havertz goals at Arsenal. I don't know what that is all about, but when he scores, he celebrates the goal. Very good, a very good finish, very good pass from Jorginho, very good cross from Martinelli, and 2-0 within the first 23 minutes. Absolutely perfect. Exactly the kind of start we wanted. And everything was working out to that point because 2-0, I don't really expect Newcastle to score 2 goals against us. I think Newcastle haven't scored a goal at the Emirates for 10 years. That is crazy. They've not scored a goal at the Emirates for 10 years. So they needed 2 goals to equalize today, and they needed 3 goals to beat us within the first 23 minutes. We were 2 goals up. And we were creating more chances here and there. Gabriel Martinelli could have had a goal. Saka was looking good. He could have scored a couple more. Raya was doing some great sweeping because they were trying to go over the top to Isaac, and Raya was doing incredible work in terms of sweeping. Sometimes he was having the ball for too long, you might end up making a mistake. But again, I don't really have a problem with David Raya. I didn't want Ramsdale to be removed, but now I've already moved on from that. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper anyway. I think both of them are good, whichever. So I think after we scored our second goal, listen to this stats. After we scored our second goal, because we scored after Liverpool equalized against us, we scored 2 more. And then we scored 6 against West Ham, that's 8. And then we scored 5 more against Burnley, that's 13. So after Havertz scored today, it was 2-0, right? This was the start. Arsenal have scored 15 goals since they last conceded 1. That is the longest run we've ever had without conceding a goal in the Premier League history. Like in the number of goals Arsenal scored, we had scored 15 goals since the last time we conceded. That is the Premier League record for us. The number of good records we've broken recently. And on top of that, remember, we went on to add a 16th and a 17th in the second half. So we went on a run of 17 goals without conceding until Willock scored today. But that's an incredible start. Scoring 17 goals without conceding, that's incredible, because there's somewhere there where you'll win 5-1 or 6-1, but you just don't concede. And I was very frustrated when you conceded today, because I was looking at the next game against Sheffield. That is a big chance of another clean sheet. We could have gone like 20-something goals without conceding, which is absolutely perfect for our goal difference. But 2-0 at halftime. Again, another start. That was the first time Newcastle did not have a shot in the first half of a game since 2014. 10 years. We kept them down to 0 shots. In the first half, we had 12 shots. I think Newcastle had 0. We had like 5 corners. They had 0. We had like 70% possession. They had 30. Absolute dominance, man. We were absolutely dominating the game. Rice was controlling everything. Jorginho's controlling everything. And it's very comfortable. Like watching Arsenal the last 2 years, especially this season, in terms of conceding goals, I never feel like we're going to concede chances and goals. If you watched Man United today, for example, against Fulham, Iwobi had like 3 chances in the first half. He had a couple more in the second half. Literally, Fulham had like 10, 12 chances. When they played Luton, same. Even when Liverpool played, even when Man City played Bournemouth earlier today, even when they played Brentford on Tuesday, those opposition teams get chances. We just never give the opposition team a chance at all. Like never, there's never a time they come into a box and, dribble past a couple of players. That first half, at least, they never did any of that. We just controlled the game. And I saw, I think it was a West Ham fan or a Newcastle fan, either one of the previews or the reviews. I think I had a Newcastle fan saying these days Arsenal is different. They pretty much suffocate the opponents. That is the perfect word. We suffocate the opponents. We just don't allow them to have a shot. We don't allow them 30 seconds with the ball. They get the ball, Odegaard presses, ball to Saka, we create a chance or whatever. Rice gets the ball within 20 seconds of losing it. They try a long ball. Saliba is there. Gabriel is there. Kiwior these days is there as well. Absolutely perfect. Ben White. Like, we just control everything. But football is football. 2-0 at halftime, 2-0 is still not enough, because if Newcastle get a chance, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. And they have the quality. Isaac is a good player. Gordon is a good player. For me, Almiron is a good player. Bruno Guimaraes is a good player. All of them can score a goal, so you need to add a third goal. Havertz played really well in the first half. If I was rating his first half alone, I'd give him like 8 out of 10 or something. But that chance he had in the opening minute of the second half, you have to put that on target. In fact, I think you have to score that. You cannot miss that chance. And again, if you miss that kind of chance and then Newcastle go to the other side and miss, that's the only blemish I had on Havertz's game today. That chance early in the second half, you have to score that. You have to score that. Now, I know players miss chances, but I think we've seen that a couple of times now. I think you have to score that, because I think he got a one-on-one chance against Liverpool when Saka scored. Those kind of chances you have to score. Now, I know he scored one against Brighton and all that, but that's the only blemish I had on the game. But that chance, if you had not won the game, I'd be talking about that chance more, because I think it is onside, so you need to score that. But with that said, I still think he played well. So Jorginho looks good again in the second half. He was making tackles in midfield, a very, very fantastic last-ditch tackle. Ben White as well, he was looking incredible. I think Ben White is very underrated. You'll never hear us talking about Ben White made 2 mistakes today or 3 mistakes today. And it's not that easy. Ben White is playing against quick wingers, He's going to come up against Mitoma. He's going to come up against Doku. He's going to come up against those guys, Gordon today. But he's never uncomfortable at all. Like, I didn't see Gordon really putting Ben White under too much pressure today. We just don't allow it at all. So fantastic with that performance again, Ben White. We made our first sub in the 67th minute. Trossard coming on for Gabriel Martinelli. I was okay with that, no problems at all. And then finally came the 4th goal. Havertz with an assist. I mean, it was more Saka's work, but Havertz the good turn, good assist, a goal and assist today. Cannot complain about that. And this guy once again on the score sheet. That is 100% sure. Like, Saka scoring these days, every game, it's 100% sure. Like even against Sheffield, I'm telling you right now, Saka, if he plays 50, 60 minutes, he's going to score 2 goals. Like it's so obvious that he's going to score. He gets a couple of chances. It's very clinical these days as well. The way he just twists and turns inside the box. The confidence is back, because I remember the last time the FA Cup game against Liverpool, Saka was missing chances. All those guys were missing chances, but Saka is back now. He's now controlling the game again. He's going past his fullback, and they didn't play Dan Burn today from the beginning because they are scared of Saka running past him. They played Livermore, but I don't think it made any difference at all. I think he controlled everything. Fantastic goal from Saka to make it 3-0, and things got even better. Oh, we scored once again from another corner kick. Corner kick experts, guys. We are corner kick experts. Declan Rice is another fantastic cross. This guy is just incredible, man. Declan Rice can do everything. Now we are scoring every day from his corners as well. Fantastic cross. Kiwior, they gave the goal to Kiwior. It looked like it could have been an own goal, but they did give the goal to Kiwior. I don't think he scored a goal this season. So that brings our total to 18 different players who scored for us in the Premier League this season, which is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. 18. So Kiwior scored this season. Gabriel has, Saliba has, Ben White has, Tomiyasu has as well, Zinchenko has, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, all of those guys have scored a total of 18 players. I think we can get to 20. I think Vieira scored as well, and Nketiah scored. I think we can get to a total of 20 if Smith Rowe is so unlucky, man. Like I always pray for him I really want Smith Rowe to score badly. He's been this close like 3-4 times to score. I don't think Nelson has scored in the Premier League this season as well. I think we can get to 20 if Smith Rowe, Nelson, is there anyone else who has not scored in the front line? I don't know who else. I think that the two of them stick out. I don't know. Let me know which other players have scored in the Premier League this season. Maybe Timbo when he comes back. Partey, if he comes back, he has he can also score and take our total to 20 plus goals. But absolutely fantastic. 4-0 to Arsenal. Once again, this is like 4 games in a row. We could afford to take off all these players. Odegaard went off. Saka went off. Havertz went off. Smith Rowe came on. Nelson came on. Nketiah came on. Now, the thing is, we all want to add another goal. Today's performance from the bench players after they came on, I had no problem with that. Smith Rowe was looking good. Nelson was looking good. We almost scored a couple more when they came on. Against Burnley and West Ham, though, the moment those players came on, the energy completely dropped, and I never felt like we were going to score. Now, I don't want to really blame them, because when you take off everyone at the same time and just bring players who don't regularly play, like 5 of them at the same time, you don't expect the tempo to be to be the same. But today, I was impressed with the players coming off the bench. I think especially Smith Rowe was really, really good from the bench. Could easily have added another goal, but unfortunately, we gave them one goal, one opportunity, and they scored. And they do score goals. Newcastle do score goals. They didn't expect us to keep a clean sheet today. When they got to the second half, it was looking likely, but I did predict them to score. They scored a lot. They drew 4-4 at Luton. They beat Nottingham 3-2. They lost to Man City 3-2. They lost to Liverpool 4-2. So they do score goals, Newcastle. But the identity of the person who scored, disgusting. Willock scored against us. How many former players score against us? Bloody hell. I don't want to mention that guy, but you know him. The guy who went to Man United. Even recently alone, Mavropanos, Willock, all these guys scoring against us. But hey, I don't care about that. We ended up winning 4-1. Jorginho went off. Elneny came on later on. Smith was a bit unlucky not to score at the end. It was cleared off the line. Another 4-1 win. I cannot complain about that. We are top in terms of goal difference. How many goals have we scored now? Is it 62? I think Liverpool has still scored like 1 more than us, if I'm not wrong. But in terms of goal difference, it's perfect. 6 wins in a row. That is absolutely perfect. And our next game is Sheffield. And we're not playing Sheffield until the other Monday. So that is 9 days from now. That is enough time to go back to Dubai, right? Can we go back to Dubai again, have that steak and all that, and then come back? Because if you go back to Dubai right now and come back, you're going to win the league. Because if you get the same energy you've got in the last 6 games, absolutely perfect. But a bit of time for the players to have a rest, a couple of days, and then obviously come back and be refreshed for the upcoming games against Sheffield, Brentford, potentially Chelsea if they're eliminated from the FA Cup, and another international break after that, and then Man City after the international break. Before we play Man City, we have to win every single game. We've won 6. We have to beat Sheffield. We have to beat Brentford. And if that Chelsea game goes ahead, we have to beat them. We have to have like 8-9 wins in a row before we play Man City. We have to work so hard. We have to make sure we are ahead of Man City by then. Man City play Man United next week, and they play Liverpool after that. So there's a chance they might draw somewhere, and we could be ahead of them. But let's wait and see. If Man City go and beat Liverpool and they go and beat Man United, then it's a bit of a killer, because we might have to do it ourselves. We literally would have to go there and beat them by ourselves. But hey, whatever. 4-1 win for Arsenal, absolutely perfect. Let me come to a few of your comments before I come to the player ratings. Let's see. I am doing good. Arke, another big win, absolutely buzzing as well. Let me put that big on the screen. Let's see. Yeah, that is better. How are you doing? I am doing good. Arke, we take our revenge. Absolutely, Tayo. Absolutely perfect revenge against West Ham and against these guys. Perfect. Those are the two teams I really wanted to beat. West Ham and Newcastle. Perfect. Maybe there's one more. Aston Villa at home, but we'll wait for that. Gibson has just said it as well. Waiting for Aston Villa. Yep. Brilliant. Getting better and better, says Lee. The performances are definitely the way you control games, man. Super exciting. That's why, like, whenever people ask me if Arsenal don't win the Premier League title this season, are you going to be Arteta out, or would you want like to make changes, like take Jesus out and Trossard out and bring other players? And I'm like, I'm not sure, man. What if we get to 98 points and Man City beat us with 1 point or something? The way we play these days, man, I feel like it's so close. We are so close to winning a couple of big things. This is the score that is going to win, and this is the manager that is going to win. I really believe in it. I really believe in it. I really hope they do win something. It would be very sad if they like left Arsenal without winning anything. That would be very sad. But I'm keeping the faith. I know they're going to win those two big things. Maybe not both of them this season, but they're going to win it by the end of the next 1 year, 2 years. Let's see. Musa says yes. Another 3 points for us. Actually, I'm happy today. Absolutely, Musa. That's why this is how you respond to a defeat, says Dirty, for sure. The revenge was achieved. Ghana says Sikulezu. We are just waiting for FC Porto, says Steven. Let's see. At least Newcastle have paid for robbing us, says Solite. Yep, perfect. Raymond says, did that ball cross the line for our first goal? Comprehensive performance, fellows, amazing. Yeah, they showed the replay it had crossed the line. But even if it hadn't crossed the line, Raymond, who cares? Remember, they robbed us last time, but it crossed the line. They showed the replay. We can beat Manchester City. Who are they? They're a good team, Mike, but we'll talk about Man City when it gets to that point. Thank you, Arsenal, having fever today, but now I'm fully fit, says Ubale. Arsenal bringing energy to Ubale. Next up, Aston Villa and FC Porto. Congratulations, says Nalule. Let's see. History has been made. Saka becoming the first player to score 6 games in a row since Olivier Giroud, says Charles. Well, I actually didn't know that. I know he scored against West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace, right? Saka scored again. I don't even. We've scored so many goals, I can't even remember. I know he scored against Liverpool. I know he scored today. I know he scored against Nottingham with his right foot. I don't remember if he scored against Crystal Palace. I don't remember his goal against Crystal Palace. I write everything down so I can find it. Crystal Palace, where you... I don't remember his goal against Crystal Palace. I remember Jesus assisting Trossard in that game. But whatever, if you're right, that's perfect, Charles. I'm not 100% sure about that stat, but I believe you. My heart is full of joy, says Chidi. We really need to sell Emil and Reece. Not the day of talking about selling players. Smith Rowe is very good, by the way, coming off the bench today. So I think both of them are good coming off the bench. Not the time to talk about selling and buying players, unknown gamer. We'll talk about that at the end of the season. Right now, we need to push for the league and the Champions League. And I don't think it really helps talking about Nketiah is not good, Havertz is not good, Ben White is not good, Odegaard is not good. Because if Odegaard is not there, Smith Rowe is going to play. So we'll need him high on confidence. Maybe even Eddie got to lead to the team, got to carry them every game they play. As I said, against Burnley and against West Ham, coming off the bench, yeah, they are not that great. But again, you have to take everything into context. If you take off Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Rice all at the same time, and then you're bringing El Neni, Cedric, Nelson, Nketiah, all these guys who don't play, I don't think it's going to be you're going to score 2-3 more goals right away. Maybe if we mixed it, I still like to see that. Unfortunately, we've gone out of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup early the last couple of seasons, so we've not really gotten to see these players every day. I'd like to see them in a balanced team. Like I want to see how Smith Rowe does next to Odegaard and Rice. I want to see how Nelson, if Nelson gets to start a Premier League game, I want to see how he does with Trossard and Havertz and Odegaard. I want to see how Cedric potentially does with Saliba next to him and those guys. I don't think we'll get to see that, but yeah, we also have to take that into context. Like bringing all of them at the same time, I don't think it will work. I don't think it's going to be the same. Thank you for the super chat, RK. Happy with the win, amazing live stream. Thank you so much, RK. Appreciate it as always. Let's see. Waiting for Potter to make Pepe retire officially. Yeah, I need Jesus back starting that game. I need him to, I need him to send him back to retire him, as you said. Revenge, taste sweet, says, taste good, says Tactical. Hold that, you Jodies. I love to see it. Let us target for trophy, says Lameka. Hopefully, man. Had to be Willock for their goal, but whatever. Yeah. That's what I said. Had to be Willock, but whatever. Happy with the play. Congratulations to all the Gunners. I'm not still impressed with that. What are doing next place? I don't know about that. Lot. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if you know, but we've broken a lot of records recently in terms of scoring goals. Let me just calculate. 4 against Newcastle. We had scored 21. We had scored 11 in 2 games. We've now scored 15 in 3 games. I don't think there's so many teams that can score 15 goals in 3 games. But I hear you. I also want 7-8-0. I wanted 10-0 against Newcastle, in fact, but 4 goals against Newcastle, 3 goals against Liverpool, 6 against West Ham. I'm absolutely happy with that. But looks like Ochieng's levels are very high. You want 7-8 goals every day. No problem. I have no problem with your standards being that high. Let's see. But then again, the likes of Saka have to go off and the likes of Trossard. RK says, please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate it. I used to not like Havertz at the beginning of the season, but now I'm a big fan. Says mine. Interesting. Naming myself after him, Masha King Kai. Things you never thought you're going to see, huh? I appreciate. I like that comment. Now, I'm not a Havertz hater at all. I don't think it's been absolutely class, but I think especially in the last few games, if you tell me Havertz is starting tomorrow, I'm not going to cry. Yesterday, I put a poll asking who should start in our midfield, and then I gave different options, and then someone commented and said, I don't care whoever starts as long as it's not Havertz. And I was like, really? Is he that bad to the point where you're like, we've had some really bad players at Arsenal. I don't think Havertz is bad as those other players we've had at Arsenal. He does things. He will score, he will assist in a game, he'll create a couple of chances. He will miss, which is frustrating and all. But I don't think, like today, I don't think you'll say it's a 3 or 4 out of 10 performance. I don't think there's a game I've watched, especially this year, and I've been like, oh, terrible. It depends what you look at, though. If you look, it depends. Some other people look at the goals and the assists if he's not scoring. Oh, good enough. But again, if you go back and you watch that game as a football fan and you watch the first 30 minutes, Havertz scored a goal, but he was absolutely incredible in the hold-up play and winning a couple of corners for us with his strength and all that, with his pressing. He won the ball a couple of times. I guess some people don't look at that. But, I mean, if you're looking into next season, if you get a strike and all that, then he potentially becomes a squad player. Sometimes he comes off the bench. Sometimes he starts. I don't know. I don't think it's been a disaster, though. If I was to rate his time at Arsenal up until now, I'd still give it a 6 out of 10, not 3 or 2 or anything like that. Smith Rowe is a better class of player than Ketia. Nelson says Babatope. I do agree with that. Jorginho is a baller. I love him so much. Intelligence, technical quality, leadership. Every time he plays, look a better side, says Hads. Thank you for always being here. So I'll come to the rest of your comments. Let me do the player ratings. So let's see. Arsenal 4, Newcastle 1 player ratings. Let's start with David Raya. As I said, the first half, the sweeping, he was playing like Neuer back in the days for Bayern Munich, coming off his line and sweeping very, very well. Unfortunately, we didn't get the clean sheet. That was a bit sad. But overall, I don't think he made any errors. Sometimes he was holding on to the ball too much, but he never really made any mistake. You can tell he's comfortable in terms of kicking the ball. 7 out of 10. I really wanted a clean sheet. Maybe I would have given him. Now, Newcastle didn't have that many shots, so he didn't really have to make any saves. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Let's go to the left back. Now, Meshach in the chat said he's really loving King Kai these days. I am really loving Kiwior these days. I can't believe how good he's playing. In the January transfer window, the question was, who are we going to sell so that we buy a striker? And a lot of people were including Kiwior in their list. People are like Smith Rowe, Nelson, Kiwior, Jorginho, Kiwior. I don't think at the moment, if you had to ask me that question right now, I don't think Kiwior and Jorginho would be anywhere close to my selling list at all. He's playing really well. He's comfortable on the ball. He's getting in the box. He's having a couple of shots every game. He's creating a couple of chances every game. He's not making any errors. He's looking good. He's a centre back playing at left back. Absolutely perfect. Because I'm so thankful for Ben White and Kiwior, because we don't have fullbacks. Zinchenko is injured. Timber is injured, Tomiyasu is injured. So we are playing with players who are not really fullbacks, and we are not noticing it at all. If a new football fan started watching football today, they would not know at all that Kiwior is not a left back or Ben White is not a right back. They play really, really well in those positions, and I'm really happy with him. And on top of that, he scored a goal today. Kiwior, absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really happy with him. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Maybe it could have been more if he got a clean sheet today, but none of their fault anyway. We considered a goal. Well, Newcastle is a good team. They would score a goal, not surprising. So 8 out of 10 for Kiwior. The other fullback, Ben White, the goal came from his side. I still need to watch it back. I know the goal came from his side. I don't know who let Dan Burn cross the ball. But before that, he was making so many good interceptions and all that. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, but I'm going to rewatch that goal and see whether it was Ben White's man or whatever. But 7 out of 10. Centre backs, Gabriel got himself a header again. Didn't count as his goal, but the pressure he puts on the defenders. The first half, there's a tackle that he made in interception he made in the 4th minute specifically. I wrote it down, 4th minute. If you go and see how Gabriel made an interception in the 4th minute, energy, presence, all that. People say he's been better than Saliba this season. Fair enough. I do think they've been on the same level this season. I think if you're including one of them in the player of the season debate, I think you have to talk about the other one as well. For this particular game, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, and I'm going to give the same to Saliba. Hopefully that is the fair enough. 7 out of 10 for both of them. He didn't keep a clean sheet, so I'm just going to give both of them a 7 out of 10. Hopefully that is fair enough. Raya 7. Gabriel 7, Saliba 7, Kiwior 8, Ben White 7. If you think I'm just going to go and rewatch the game just to see their ratings, you're definitely right. I'm definitely going to rewatch this game 3 or 4 more times. 7 out of 10. Jorginho. Who knew Jorginho would become our best player? I still remember how people cried. We were supposed to sign Caicedo, and we didn't get Caicedo, and we got Jorginho instead. And people were crying, like, how the hell are we getting Jorginho, another Chelsea player? I think if you're rating Jorginho's time since he came to Arsenal, it's a clean 7 out of 10 at least. He's been really good. And the last couple of matches in the Champions League, I think Jorginho has been one of our best players next to Jesus. And against Liverpool and against Newcastle, the last 2 home games, he's been absolutely class. So today's performance, I wanted to give him, the chipped pass to Martinelli was just absolutely incredible. So today's performance, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Jorginho, I wanted to give him a 9, but I remember the times I've given 9 out of 10 this season, there's a little bit more, but I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 for today. Declan Rice, 7 out of 10. Didn't really need to make too many tackles and interceptions like he does some other games. Sometimes it's like 3-4 tackles, interceptions per game. But today, I think like 1 or 2 that he had to make in the game. And he played 90 minutes today. Wait. I've just remembered he got another assist. That was a fantastic corner. 7, 8. I think Jorginho was better. I think 7 is okay. I don't think 7 is a bad rating. So I'm going to give Rice a 7 out of 10. If I was giving halves, it would have been a 7.5. Let me know, am I too harsh on Rice? Would you give him more than 7? Would you give him like an 8? There's a time he went forward like this and he got a shot. He created the 4th goal for us as well. And he was pushing forward a lot today because he had protection with Jorginho in the midfield. 7 out of 10. I don't mind if you give him an 8 as well. Odegaard, as I said, when Odegaard picks up an early yellow card, it's a bit, it takes away from his game because he likes pressing and, tackling from the front. So he wants to be careful. He doesn't always pick up too many yellow cards. He didn't really get, he created a couple of chances that deserved a goal, but he didn't get an assist or a goal. But no problem is Odegaard as well. The passing and the touching in the midfield and all that, the touches, fantastic. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today. Not his best performance, but he was just okay, 7 out of 10. The forward players, Bukayo Saka, that goal is just fantastic. The cross for Gabriel from the corner, absolutely fantastic as well. I want to see something. I'm looking at the Havertz chance. I want to see who created that chance. Was it Odegaard or Martinelli? It was Martinelli. That's a fantastic pass. That deserved a goal. But Havertz getting 2 goals would have made my day. So Saka, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Fantastic finish. He's back to his best. I absolutely love his performances. He's absolutely looking fantastic. He proved to Gordon. People have been comparing the two. Let me not say anything. Saka's fantastic goal. Once again, just the numbers are absolutely incredible. You lose count of how many goals he scored. If you see Saka's stat in terms of goals since he joined Arsenal, it has improved every single season. I think he needs like 4 or 5 more now to improve from last season. I can even check that right now. I checked it the other day. I just lose his numbers because he scores a lot. He scores a lot, absolutely so many goals, and he improves every single season. I'm not going to join that debate of whether he's world class or not. So here's a start. Saka, 2019-2020, he scored 1 goal. 2020-2021, 5 goals. 2021-2022, 11 goals. 2022-2023, last season, 14 goals. And this season, he's already gotten 13. So he's definitely going to improve from last season. That means every single season he's been at Arsenal, 6 seasons in a row, he's improved in the number of goals he's scoring every single season. Is he 22 or something? That's crazy. And assists as well. Now we start from 2020. He got 5 assists in 2019. He got 3 assists in 2020, 7 assists in 2021, 11 assists last season, and so far he's gotten 7. He can easily get like 11, 12 assists this season as well. His numbers are just incredible. And then you look at the number of games he played last season, 38, all of them. The previous season, 38 again. He's just one hell of a consistent player. He's always there. He's always scoring. He's always assisting. Fantastic player, man. And, just 3 yellow cards in the season. Absolutely perfect. He doesn't even get protected at all. He gets fouled numerous times every game. Fantastic. Saka, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. And another thing, his corner kicks, fantastic these days. He's improved from last season. His corner kicks are very, very good. He's assisted so many of our goals from corner kicks this season and created so many chances. 8 out of 10 for him. Martinelli, he missed a chance in the first half, not a very good chance or anything like that. That pass to Havertz deserved a goal. He assisted a goal. Oh, yeah, he assisted Havertz's goal. He almost had 2 assists to Havertz. If Havertz scored the second goal, it would have been Havertz 2 goals, Martinelli 2 assists. People have been worried about him not scoring against West Ham when he scored 6 and him not scoring when he scored 5 against Burnley. He didn't even assist in any of those games. But Martinelli is Martinelli. Like, we know what he brings to the Arsenal team, that pace and that energy and coming back to defend and all that. He got an assist. He created a couple of chances. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today. Kai Havertz, I'm going to give him the same 7 out of 10. If he scored that chance he had, I would have been giving him an 8 or something. But first half, I think one of the best halves we've seen from Kai Havertz. He was absolutely fantastic that first half. He got a goal as well. He was, pressing, and he was quicker with the passes. He was getting the ball. He wasn't dwelling too much on the ball, quicker with the passes. Second half, again, a couple of tackles and all that. He should have scored a second goal. So that is why I've taken away 1 point. I would have given him an 8, but because he missed that chance, I've taken away a point. So 7 out of 10 for Havertz for today. Who came off the bench? Trossard came on off the bench. He wasn't great today after coming off the bench. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Now, Smith Rowe, I think Smith Rowe was really good off the bench. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I'm going to say something about the subs after I finish this rating. Ketia, I didn't see him too much, so I'm just going to give him an average 5 for a sub. Nelson, he made a good run and created a chance for that Smith Rowe opportunity. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And who else came off the bench? El Neni, again, didn't really get to see him a lot, so I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. El Neni, 5 out of 10. Manager, Mikel Arteta, disgrace. I remember they even took him to court the last time we played Newcastle. They even took him to court, man. Fantastic, like the energy on the bench. I remember when he had Wenger. Wenger is like a father figure to all of us. I always knew Arsenal only Wenger until he was replaced. But one thing Wenger never really did was like touchline, like this, that. Never really. He was, a calm manager. But Arteta is always there, even if you're 6-0 up, he's not satisfied. He wants more, which is what you need to do to win trophies. The demand has to be high. And today, another battering of an opponent, another fantastic performance from the start to the end. We didn't score 1 and relax. We didn't score 2 and relax. We didn't score 3 and relax. We didn't score 4 and relax. We were trying to score more until the end. And the number of goals we scored this year, it's not easy. 5 Palace, 5 Burnley, 6 West Ham, 3 Liverpool, 4 Newcastle. And the fact that we don't allow any opponents to even have shots on our goal, we allow them like 1 or 2 shots per game, which is perfect. So 8 out of 10 for Mikel Arteta for today. I was happy with that. Another big victory for us. Absolutely fantastic. Things you love to see. 8 out of 10 for Mikel Arteta. Man of the match, who would you guys say was man of the match today? Jorginho, Saka, Kiwior. Who was the man of the match today? As always, immediately after the stream, I'm going to put a poll on YouTube. If you're watching on a different platform, Facebook, Twitter, and all that, you can check the YouTube community tab and vote for your man of the match after I finish this stream. So what I was going to say about the bench players, the game against Sheffield, I want to see at least one of them starting. So they're showing the Arsenal fixtures. We have Sheffield, Brentford, Chelsea, Man City, Luton, Brighton. Fantastic. The bench players against Sheffield, they want to see at least one of them starting that game. So that is between mostly Smith Rowe, Vieira, and Nelson, even Ketia. So yeah, let me just include all of them: Nelson, Ketia, Smith Rowe, Vieira. I want to see at least one of them starting against Sheffield United, at least one of them. I want to see them getting some from the start in that game, and then bring the others in the second half. Or if you're feeling brave, I'd say you can start even 2 of them. But I want us to keep the form, the momentum, so you can't really make too many changes, because Sheffield have lost 5-0 to Aston Villa recently, 4-5 goals to Brighton recently. They conceded 8 to Newcastle. We have a chance there to get another 5 or 6 goals. So it would be great. Saka starts for sure. Odegaard starts. And then in the number 6 position, I'd start Rice. And then in the number 8 position, one of Smith Rowe, Vieira, those guys. I want more goals. I want to see them getting involved from the start and see how they would do from the start. And in that game, there's a big chance Partey is going to be back, because he's been training vigorously recently. And Tomiyasu, we don't know where Tomiyasu is. Zinchenko could be back as well. So things are looking great. Let me come to the rest of your comments. Really happy. It's always great, like staying up until this time of the night and watching Arsenal win. Hadsel, Newcastle traveled to the Emirates for one reason. I see what you did there to answer if the ball was out or in. We shut them up today. I don't think they even got a chance to answer it. I love this formation today, says Don. I went through that, so appreciate it. RK, sweet revenge, says Anu. FC Porto, get ready to see the real deal, says Abu Bakr. I don't want to jinx it, but Lawns beat us, smashed the Emirates. West Ham beat us, smashed. Newcastle beat us, smashed. Let's hope it's the same with FC Porto, because I do feel like it would be a disaster if we went out to FC Porto. So I'm really praying that we go through. I honestly think we play better without Jesus when teams are playing low block. You could be right. Jesus is back now. We really need him for the Champions League. For the Champions League game against FC Porto, I want Jesus to start. For the Sheffield one, I don't know. I don't know who he's going to go for, but whoever, just score. Whoever is playing in striker that day, just score. Saka did score against Crystal Palace. Saka, man of the match for me. Why don't I remember Saka's goal? Was it that long time ago? Saka, Crystal. I remember all the other goals off head. Now, Rice, I know he crossed the ball for Gabriel. That was the first goal. I know Gabriel scored the second goal as well, right? Trossard was assisted by Jesus. Martinelli scored twice. Saka did not score against Crystal. I don't know, man. I feel like I would have remembered if he scored against Crystal Palace. I don't think he scored against Crystal Palace. But someone said he scored in 5 games in a row, so I'm assuming he did not guess that stat. Why? Because I don't remember Saka scoring against Crystal Palace. I remember every Arsenal game off-fed, but for some reason, I don't think he scored against Crystal Palace. Surely not. Let me see. 1 goal against Liverpool. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Help me out. Do you guys think Saka scored against Crystal Palace? I remember Trossard scoring. I remember very well the defender sitting down and Trossard scoring. Whatever. I honestly think I've read that one. We are Arsenal, the Gunners now. We are waiting for FC Porto to come at Deremy, says Bain. That's great. Thanks, says Erimai. How are you, Alex? Nice seeing you as always. Porto watcher. Says Ayobami. Jesus still not playing part in Tomiyasu and Zinchenko. That's the good thing, man. Okay, it's not a good thing that they're out, but it's a good thing that we are winning without them. On top of that, Timber, on top of that, Smith Rowe's been out. On top of that, Vieira's been out. It's fun. Even this season, Martinelli missed 1 month. Saka missed the Man City game. Like, we've had so many injuries, so it's great. Man of the match, Jorginho, says Alex. Saka, man of the match, says Moses. Arke says 1 month ago. He scored so many goals, and that's why maybe you don't remember his record, because I know he scored so many goals. But let's take a look at the table. Let's take a look at where we are at the moment on the table. I don't have it on screen, but it's looking good so far. We really need to answer Man City and Liverpool, because Liverpool picked up a big win against Luton, and also the win against Bournemouth earlier today. And Man City have been winning 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. They're so lucky every single time. But our goal difference is looking good and all that. Let's see. Let's take a look at the table. So Saka man of the match says Moses. I can see Jorginho. I can see Jorginho again. Saka. So those are the main candidates. No one's saying Kiwior. Maybe you didn't have too much to do in terms of the defending, because they had 0 attempts in the first half completely. Like, they just came to park the bus and we dismantled them. So we're on 58 points. Man City's on 59. Liverpool is on 60. 12 games to go. We've scored 62 goals this season, and Liverpool have scored 63. 62 goals. We scored, was it 89 last season? If we keep scoring like this, we'll break our record from last season in terms of scoring goals, which is crazy, because we've been crying about not having a striker, but we are scoring so many goals. It doesn't seem like we are needing a striker right this moment. It looks like we are just enjoying ourselves. The problem is, sometimes you get some chances and you're like, we definitely need a striker for next season. But right now, only Liverpool have scored more goals than us. They've scored 63. We've scored 62. We have Sheffield next. We could easily get to 65, 68 there by next week. So let's see. And we've also conceded 23 goals. We still have the best defensive record, and we are 1 goal away from having the best attacking record. We have the best goal difference, 2 points behind Liverpool, 1 point behind Man City. We have to keep winning, because next week I know Liverpool are going to Nottingham. We have to assume they're going to win. Man City are playing against Man United. Man United are terrible. They win sometimes. I can never really say I want Man United to win a game. That will never come out of my mouth. But if Man City lose, I'm happy. Yeah, does it make sense? I don't want Man United to win, but I want Man City to lose. So if Man City lose that game, even a draw, I'm happy if they can go and get a draw there, Man United, that would be great. But again, you have to assume they're going to win. So let's say Man City win, Liverpool win, and Arsenal win next week. The next week after that, Liverpool are going to play Man City. So we are going to have an opportunity there to pass one of them on the table, or both of them. If they draw and we keep on scoring, we could be top of the table in 2 weeks' time. But we have to take it slowly. We have to beat Sheffield first and then beat Brentford after that. And those are 2 very good fixtures. So really, really happy, absolutely buzzing. 6 Premier League wins in a row. I think the longest last season were like 7 or 8 wins in a row. I think we got 8 wins in a row last season. I think you can match that this season. And on top of that, Man United lost today. Absolutely perfect. Really appreciate you guys watching. As always, make sure to hit the like button. We will be back tomorrow, as always, to talk about more on this game. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching, and catch up with you guys on the next one.